Welcome back. Back, everybody. Welcome back. Um, it's a late start, which is okay. I had a important conversation, and then I had another important conversation, and then I had another one. Now it's time. Welcome, Rattle. Stuck in traffic. I'm glad you made it, man. I really debated, kind of, not really, about starting the stream. Only an hour because 9 o'clock. Got to stay on schedule as possible. Um, yeah. Let's see. We got a new question of the week, and it's a doozy. It's a doozy. I think this one is probably one of the best questions of the week we've had since last week. And this question of the week is it's a doozy because it's a thinker. It'll make you ponder the galaxy. What's up, Carl? Thank you. Welcome back. Thank you. Welcome back. Welcome back, boss. The question of the week is, what's it like to be tarnished? And that's the question. It's a doozy. And it's going to bring lots of joy, sadness, and good things. Oh yeah, I did watch Jack and his Mimic stream. I was really surprised he streamed. He doesn't stream very awesome, very often. I think that may be the second time I've ever seen him stream. It's hard out there for a tarnish, says Rattle. It sure is. It sure is. I just think it's a very. I think the question of the week is a doozy because it's very insightful. There's absolutely no wrong answer apparently, in my opinion. I don't want to say too much, but it is it it might be a reflection of each person's gameplay or idea of what they see in the game from the tarnished point of view. All right, let's see. Let's get through the Black Keep. I found something, another a little announcement. I'm going to be slowing down on the Elden Ring streams, the lore streams, and picking up maybe some more Resident Evil, and probably most likely, if I look at my finances and that Crimson Desert, if I can find the $70, I might buy that game and stream it. Yeah, I think I'm gonna branch out a little bit more. The podcast is still gonna be going on Wednesdays at 8:30, and the call-in show still on Saturdays. So yeah, I think it'll be really good. Oh, talking about tomorrow, I'll have to get in contact with Boss and Rattle about tomorrow. Tomorrow though. Uh, let's see what else. Yeah. Oh, I did find some. I found a couple things, and I have a couple ideas. Um, what's up, your pharaohs? Welcome back. I got a new war bond and new illuminates in Helldivers this week. That's right. We do. We got to get back to the war, to the battlefield. It's been in the back burner for too long because there's really been nothing to do in Helldivers. But now they have some new enemy types, new guns and stuff. I I came up with there's two things. I found something in the game, and I'm thinking about making a video about it, a lore video, which I haven't done in a little bit, a focused lore video. And well, a lore video, a more of a question video, because honestly, a lot of my ideas for lore videos and stuff like that, I express those through the stream. So when I sit down, I think about what to make a video about, and I'm like, oh, I've already talked about it on stream and things like that. And so that's why I experimented with the stream highlight recently to see, you know, if I like doing that. And I kind of did. It made it a little bit easier, so I might do that. Oh my goodness, hold on. Why is my game laggy? Or what's the word? It's the frame rate is dropping, though it says it's not dropping. And I need to see my HUD. So Rattle says, I don't see any issue with rehashing your thoughts in an organized manner in a video form. True. True. Yeah, but do I want to, do I want to be lazy? But yeah, I could do both or all three, right? I could make the highlight and I could do the video and do it on stream. Carl says, I'm screening the stream. Really? Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you, Carl. You're the best. Cayman, welcome back. Did you stream highlight the call-in show? No. No, I don't stream blah. I don't highlight the call-in show because it's just the call-in show is really just a podcast. Really, it's just, you know, standing in one spot and discussing, you know, hearing people's ideas and stuff. And I think breaking that up into segments takes away from the whole magic of that show. Yeah, and then it's like I'm focusing on one person, because if I focus on one person, and then one person's like, "Oh, you didn't do mine. You didn't think you liked." I don't want to get into that, so I'm not even gonna do it. So the call-in show will stay the call-in show, and if anybody wants to listen to it, they'll have to listen to the call-in show. Carl says, I know I'm the best. I know you are the best. 6-7. Oh, I died. Let's see. Zanad says, I always double stream. Oh, well, I mean, that's good. I don't know what that means. Like, you have like two monitors, one monitor. Oh man, why is my game is acting up? It doesn't show a frame rate drop, but it looks like it's dropping frames for me. Oh yeah, 57. It dropped to 57 frames per second. What the hell? Man, since that NVIDIA update or new driver update, man, this game has been kind of wonky. It's crashed on me a few times. Carl says, get out with 6-7, like 2 screens playing the stream twin. Oh, really? Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. You don't like 6-7 no more? All right, let's see. So let's go up the feet. So I have this idea. You know what? Let's go through the first idea. We'll run it through the stream, and then I'll make a highlight of it, and then I will make a video down the line. All right. Now that I got that. All right. So my very first one, I was discussing with my fellow inquisitors in the Discord, and it was about a statue that I found down in here. And I believe most people may have missed it, because out of everybody I talked to, only one knew about it, or maybe one or two, but the majority of them were like, huh? And I've never thought to look at it either, tell you honestly. Is the back door? Where's the back door? Ooh. So it's the statue down here in Stormvale. down here in the trash heap, right? Let me get out my good torch. Cayman says Stormvale is such a good dungeon. It is. It's really one of the best ones. The only one that's better than it is the Haligtree when it comes to base game. Why is okay? So, all right. So I'm gonna call these statues for the sake of conversation because everybody tends to recognize these statues as the Radigan statue, right? But we all know that I do not consider them Radigan statues. But for the sake of conversation, I will say they're Radigan statues. So down here in the trash heap, we see the Radigan statues. We see some other statues. But I was exploring around and I saw this statue here. It's a statue with of a woman because she has the breasticles, chesticles right there. She has her head cut off, right? Or top of her head, cranium missing. And I was like, I've never seen a statue in this pose before. It's definitely female. And she was holding something or someone. And she's looking to the right. And I was like, is there another statue where this could be represented better looking, right? And then here's another one. It's definitely female, as you can see here. Once again, looking to the right. And I was like, well, where can I see a better version of this? And then I saw this one. And then I was like, there's got to be something better, right? There has to be. And so there was this one with her nose. Her nose is there, but it's damaged. But you see her face. Her eyes are open. So with her open eyes there, I was like, well, at first I thought it was America. But with the eyes open, I was like, can't be America. I was like, okay. And then I was like, is there another statue where we can see more of the body? And here it is, buried into the ground. Buried into the ground, partially covered, signifying the passage of time that it was thrown down in here and dirt and stuff has covered it, especially with moss and algae or whatever you want to call it, has been growing on top of it, right? Have I found any of the hands? No, I have not. I have not found anything signifying what her hands could be or were doing, right? Like there's like her palm, but that's it. So I started thinking about what this place was. Stormvale was ruled by the Storm King, right? And a Storm King probably needed a queen. And if we have a queen without a king, I was thinking, well, the only queen that we know of that doesn't ever have a mention of a queen or a king is the Glowmite Queen, and I'll refer to her as the Gek. So I believe this is the Gek, and let me tell you why. If Godfrey took over Stormvale after he defeated the Storm King, right? He defeated the Storm King, and so he would have tossed everything that was not representative of America and the Erd Tree, because that was his allegiance and his god at the same time, into this trash heap, right? Down here. So that's why we find these statues of the Arbiter / Radigan down here. We found these other statues of everybody else that isn't America or that belongs to the Erd Tree. Hell, this guy could have been the Storm King. And let me tell you something else too. All right, so you're probably going to say, "Oh, but here at the Divine Gate, we see all the statues of this guy there, right?" Right, we do, but the Divine Gates represent something entirely different, right? They represent a religious faction of some type of that was still prominent, right? So that the the divine gates were probably off limits to Godfrey's power. And so it was, do anything you want, but don't you dare touch the divine gates. Don't desecrate those. And that's why we have these here, and we don't find anything else. And the reason I believe that is because when we look from the rampart here, that when Godfrey took over, he applied more of the Erd Tree and America symbolism. It's because let me put that away. Because if you look at Stormvale, it's all covered in or lined in gold, right? Gold, and it has this square architecture. And then all of a sudden you have this, right? You have a blue roof, meaning, it's not original to this area. This roof, this building, whatever it is not original. Or it was, what's to say, gentrified. I think it's the word. And that roof over there is also blue. So that's probably something different as well. And so if this church was already in existence, it was remade into an Erd Tree, probably America chapel of some type, right? Something that represented the Erd Tree and America herself as, as the god or as the Lord at the time. And I went over here just to verify, like, man, could this be? And so in here you see Sharash. You see the banners of Sharash. It's definitely been taken over. Now you see the ladies up here, right? The maidens, and you see the Erd Tree here. And I was like, what else could we see here? That what else could I signify that this church was dedicated or was made by Godfrey or for Godfrey to worship America? I needed something else besides this Sarash, banner, right? Godfrey, right there, right above the chapel. And so I was thinking, okay, that's definitely an indicator. If you want to think like Dryleaf Aaron, where everything is placed there for a reason. So if that picture of Godfrey is representing him as Elden Lord, because he's got Sarash on his back, then that makes this person in here that I've always thought was somebody significant, America. And this is probably America. I don't know why she looks like this horrendous burnt victim, right? And then it occurred to me, that's probably America coming out of the jar. And I don't like to think that she was a jar saint. I've never considered it. I've always been against that idea. But now I am, after walking through here, I'm like completely for it. That she is a jar saint of some type. Because if you're wondering, that can't be America. Why would America be here? Okay, well, I mean, let me say this. If you look at this and you're like, okay, Sarash, Godfrey, Church, Erd Tree, and and she's a god, right? Godfrey's god is America, and this is the church to worship her. Why would they have a non-America person at the altar? You don't go to a Christian church to go worship and have Jesus or have Satan statues at the altar in a Christian church. That doesn't make any sense. But now you're probably wondering, well, America doesn't look like that. Well, when Godfrey was Elden Lord, we don't know what she looks like, right? When he was doing his thing, when he was taking over the lands, he was killing a bunch of people. We don't have any imagery of what she represents except this person that holds the bud, a bigger bud as time goes on. Some people have thought it was a child, but it's definitely a bud. It's like a bigger version of it, as you can see from this direction. So this must be America and the Erd Tree in its infancy form, you could say. But only in the beginning. Before she healed, before she became that beautiful goddess that we all recognize. Uh, so yeah, that's so when Godfrey took over the castle, he destroyed and took everything that was the Gloomite Queen and that Arbiter guy, or Radigan if you want to call it, and tossed it into that trash heap. And the reason I call it the trash heap, and that it might be somebody, might be somebody else, is because ancient fragments of some of the most ancient fragments of like the New Testament that we have, or the Old Testament, if you want to call it the Old Testament, were found in ancient trash heaps, and they're just fragments. They're like a couple lines. So to me, the connection's there that it could be something like that. That could be just a trash heap, and he just threw that stuff in there, and that's it. That's my whole theory, and this is America to me now. Your Pharaoh says he can't remember right now if he's seen that statue anywhere else. And the great Rattle says, and the grace given Lord tossed that down in the hole when they took over. That's right. The church district of Enis. It could be America coming out of the divine gate. True. Jar Saint for the win. Welcome back, Meta. Yeah, I'm now a Jar Saint sympathizer, I guess. Cayman says, what do you think the 5 figures above the door in the chapel say? These figures, I think they're passing out the sap of the Earth Tree, because I'm going to use the diamond, right? The diamond on my compass. This lady clearly has something on her shoulder here, a jar. This one is holding something. She's doing. They're both. These two people are like, I don't know. They are focused on this jar here in the center. This person is receiving healing or some type of blessing at the time. This person is giving something out. This person here looks like they have a cup or a jar on their shoulder too. And the same with this person. Let's go look over here, see if we get a better picture. Yeah, you can see, if I do it that way, you can see that it's definitely a cup there. Maybe this person here is hiding or waiting behind it, a pillar, waiting his turn. There's definitely something going on. You can see the tree leaves or something like that here. That's some type of leaf imagery. A chapel here. You can see 3 arches. A pillar with bricks right there. Another lady here. Yeah, there's something going on. Oh, this lady here is in the center. That's a woman now. I see that. She's on her knees. Maybe they're praying. So maybe it's some type of baptism or something like that. Yeah, I definitely think that the Arbiter female or the Arbiter Radagon thing is, it's definitely not Radagon to me. Zanot said that some type of libation ceremony, but probably with sap, yes. And it reminds me of the Sumerians. I would agree. Age of Plenty period, most likely, yes. I would say somewhere around there. Zanot says Sumerians watering the trees of life. Cayman says, but wait, if she fights the Glowmine Queen is a fire lady. Maybe she's all burned and stuff like that. It could be. It could be. I mean, her looking like this could mean absolutely anything. And as you can see, and if the Erd tree, right, whatever it was, whatever burned her or whatever she was coming out of, it took her a while to heal. Because in this statue, she's got one branch, and this one, the Erd tree or whatever is huge. And it's almost engulfing her, but she's still all burnt up or all disfigured, right? So it's taken her a while to heal, and her mouth is open, by the way. Carl says, "Do you like questionably ambiguous Cornelius?" No, that's nightmare fuel. Do you baptism would fit? Zanad says there are baptism fonts all over the lands between. Yeah, I would say so. Can we see the back of the statue head? Probably in Lindell. I've looked for that statue, for that marking that America's statue or America's head has, that Bonfire VN found. But there's this statue here. Man, what is wrong with my game? 43 frames per second. 35. I'm going to have to look at my drivers later. Let me see if I can get here on a clear day. Where is the grace? Where's the grace? Cayman says, or no, Boss says, reminds me of bald Mikla egg body. That's could be. I would have to look at Bonfire VN's picture video on that again. Jacko says, did you know that the living part of a tree is a thin line in the middle? No, I didn't. Like the very core of it. Your Pharaoh says, if that were a Glowmine Queen statue, the statue would be in the garbage dump, in my opinion. And it is. It is in the garbage dump. No. The picture of this lady here is not the Glowmine Queen. This is America. These are probably the first images of America, or depictions of America. This is probably what she looked like at the very beginning of her ascension. And she doesn't. This doesn't really have. It doesn't have any markings on the back of its head. But it does have the Erd tree. Let's go back. Let's go back to Stormvale. Carr says, what do you think about Etherville and Ethanville and Staten Island? I've never heard of it, Carl. I don't travel much. I stay in Texas. Sometimes Arizona, go see my dad and my sister. Oh, and get really good tamales out of Arizona. Zanad says, yeah, it's true. Most of the tree is dead, and the only living part is a few centimeters thick. That's why trees have rings. The cells die. Oh, really? I didn't know that it was only the center part that was alive. I thought the bark was alive. I thought it was all alive. Let's see how fast I can kill these creatures. Now that it's daytime. I love crucible spells. All right. But yeah, we can. Where's the one with her face intact? There it is. Let me. And I think it's very significant too that her eyes are open, because pretty much I believe every depiction of America that we have, her eyes are, oh dang, right on her face, are closed. Oh, she even has pupils. Oh, that's creepy. Could it be snake eyes? I don't know. Oh, snap. If once again, I'm going to use the diamond on my compass. That looks like a pupil there, right there. A glow eye. But that could just be rendering or whatever. Let's see. Let's look at this. Oh, well, in this direction, It looks like a snake slits. Who knows? But it's definitely the Glow My Queen. I think there's a 88.88888 infinity, of course, percent chance that we are looking at the Glow My Queen. The bark. Boss says, well, the Erd tree can be a giant flower, shaman's bud mimicking a tree. Perhaps, yeah. Only one eye open? No, it's definitely two. Oh snap, you're right. It's only one eye open. I well, I want to say it looks like two or it could be one. I don't know. I want to say one, but it also looks like two. I'm just saying. If we had if we had her top of her face there. Look, okay, look, let's look at her here. Why are we getting purple everywhere? All right, let's look at her face. No, I'm gonna say they're both open. The lids are open. Doesn't mean she doesn't have Melania style glaucoma. Right. Exactly. That doesn't mean that she doesn't have the glow in her eyes. Because it's at this point the title is just a figurative language and not like a a factual distinction of description of who she is, right? Maybe gloom is, but not eyed, right? It's kind of like King Richard the Lion-Hearted. You know, he doesn't have a lion heart, right? The question is, did Godric threw the statues down here, or since Godfrey took over? It's gonna be Godfrey who threw these down here. Because the reason it's Godfrey, because Godfrey took over the castle, right? And these are old as sin. These have been down here a while because they're partially buried. And things that are partially buried means that they've had time for rain, dirt to accumulate on top of them, and that doesn't happen overnight. And it doesn't happen over a few years either. I worked at one place for 15 years, and we put stuff on the ground, and it's still on top of the ground. So yeah, I think this is the Glow My Queen. I'm gonna put that right there on the stamp. 88.8888%. Maybe he did. Were you there? No, but I was in spirit. I saw it in my mind's eye, my third eye, through the shimpy. I, your pharaohs. I would dare say that the Storm Lord or the Storm King or whatever was the Glowmine Queen's other half, her significant other. Why not? There's yeah. I think it makes logical sense in a way because she to be a queen, right? You have to have somewhere to rule from, right? You have to have a throne, a castle, maybe. I mean, just looking at it in a traditional sense. You know what else? Let's go to the Black Keep. I want to check something. I want to look at the hospital. Good night, Cayman. Rado says, hold up. Well documented observation that there is ash already in Lindell in the tree, or a burning had already been burned down once. True. True. And if America and the Erd tree are connected in a sense, uh what happens to one happens to the other. That could be true. And if you want to agree with that, if you agree with that, then that's that would that blah. What am I trying to say? If you agree with that idea, then that would make my theory that Radagon and America were never one being, but Radagon being able to transform into America as a separate being, more legitimate. Boss says, I'm starting to believe that the Fell God and the Fire Giant burned a bunch of trees before America and the Horn sent. That's why he is failed, and we don't see all of these trees in any murals. Murals. Well, we definitely see the remnants of trees, right? We see a bunch of petrified ones underground. And we see them on top of in the mountaintop of the giants in the consecrated snowfields. Rattle says, we were talking about the alleged America statue in the chapel. If the chaotic branches had flames or flowers at the end of them, is it symbolic of a new tree form? Oh, the new tree from the burning down tree. Um, that's entirely possible. That's entirely possible. And maybe and if we want to play around with the timeline a little bit, if if the burning of the first Erd tree caused, you know, was the reason why America took Godfrey as her Elden Lord because of his battle prowess, right? And had him take over the lands and then kill the fire giants uh because they burned the Erd tree once already. That would make sense to me. And perhaps, well, yeah. Oh, what am I here? Oh, I'm here. I want to look at these creatures. Look at these creatures one more time. I want to see if their faces were burned or looked like they were mutilated like the statue lady. They definitely got some mutilation on them. That's, ooh, yeah, right on her cheek there. Hmm. A definitely maybe. Because if Mesmer's here trying to separate them or heal them, why would you try to do that if there wasn't a case that it might be worth it? So if America was healed from this, somehow able to recover from this, was Mesmer trying, making this area to help these people separate themselves or recover from it as well? Because if America could do it, somebody else could, perhaps. But nobody ever did, I suppose. Well, I guess that person there got close, but I don't know. Why is a flesh ball chasing you? Carl asked. Well, Carl, when does this game end? This game never ends. This game is a mystery. Uh, it pushed me. It pushed me. All right. The reason the flesh ball is attacking you is because they're attacking you out of fear, because they probably think that I'm here, or the tarnished are here to kill them, which we do, or put them back into the jar, because they're supposed to ascend into a higher plane of existence. Let's see. I think the jar shamans. Sanat says, I think the jar shamans women look like the old mother statue in the village. Right. Boss says, for those who played Bloodborne, the jar shaman reminds me of the one reborn. Same blood attacks, same blood energy. Never played it. Never played it. But I'll believe you, boss. I don't know who those people are, Carl. Let's see. I need to. Let's get to the divine gate. Say yes. I feel like if I say that out loud, that's a like a play on words. I've seen enough memes on Instagram to make me hesitant. From a good comic, I don't read comic books no more. They're too expensive. Why is my frame rate dropping? I'm gonna have to figure this out. It's irritating me. I don't have an $8,000 computer for 38 frames per second. Ouch. Trina lilies. Zanot agrees that comic books aren't cheap like they were. Carl says he doesn't have money either. That's why you read them online now. Oh. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could read comic books online. Like Marvel comics and stuff, DC comics, Image comics. Global Comics is a with an X. Global Comics is a good app. Oh, I didn't know you were into comics too, Rattle. Man, I used to love comics, man. Especially like '90s X-Men. It was so much like a soap opera and a love triangle between Jean Grey, Cyclops, and Logan. I was like, man, what a great comic book. Taught me how to draw. Rattle says, Jackal says comic books are mostly online nowadays. Oh man, see, I'm behind on times. I'm only a zillennial. That's it. I hated their love triangle, says Jackal. Why, Jackal? It was good drama. It's like a Spanish novella. I like X-Men series 2 and Gen 13, the Max, etc. Yes, Gen 13 by what's his name? Jim Lee. Ooh, buddy, that was top tier art. The Max was kind of weird. But X-Men's, yes. Do you love Jerome Titus Stokes Jr.? I don't know who that is. I don't know who these people are. Jeff Scott Campbell. Oh, is that who did Gen 13? I thought it was. Oh, I thought it was Jim Lee. I could be wrong. Oh, Jim Lee was Wildcats, and he also did X-Men for a little bit. You know what's interesting to me also? Oh, look at that. A three-piece skirt, a tunic, skirt, robe. Hmm. I have this other theory. Do we have time? No, we don't. I have this other theory about the timeline of those who live in death and the removal of the ring of death, rune of death. We'll have to go that we'll have to go into that on Thursday night. On Thursday night. Yes, was it Jeff Scott Campbell did Gen 13. My favorite artist of all time, along with Adam Kubert, Wolverine, and Sam. Who was that guy? It was there was a guy that also, man, he did 90s X-Men. He also did, what was it? The artist. Let's see. I don't remember his name. Dang. But I thought it was like the best. It was like the best. Let's see. I think I was reading it in 96. No, the art style that had it. I was shifting. Maybe it was 98. I don't remember. Dang. I'll look it up later. Uh, welcome back, Youth Mind. Manga ate comics and their audience. True. Yeah. Because Todd McFarlane, he was also really very good. Man, I have my comic book collection here in a tote, but I don't feel like busting it out. Uh, Jackal says Logan and Jean had no chemistry. What? Scott and Emma, meaning Emma Frost, were toxic as hell. But you like a toxic girl, a toxica. Scott and Jean were just background noise to distract you from the important parts of the story. I don't know. I didn't like when they went into the whole clone thing of which Jean did Scott marry and have children. I thought that was stupid. Um, it's kind of like the whole clone thing for the Spider-Man too with Ben Riley and the Scarlet Spider. Stupid ass shit. Um, right. I don't like cloning either. It's dumb. Time travel and cloning are no nos. And yes, I agree that manga and anime have probably corrupted Western culture more than anything else, even more than methamphetamines. I think because I think a whole generation of people grew up watching anime, and it just subliminal messages or something corrupted their minds, like for real. Like people, a lot of people can't tell the difference between reality and fantasy anymore because of anime. Carl says, "Did you say Emma Frost, the one Bill loves so much? I love reference. I'm new gen. I'm new gen. What? I don't know. I don't know, Carl. The only toxic girls I like are biologically dangerous, for, like Romina," says Boss. Yeah, you got to stay away from Romina, Boss. She's un toxica. Carl says, "I love manga and anime. I'm normal." Yeah, well, now you are. Now you are. Back in the day, you wouldn't be. Adam Kubert Wolverine will change your life. I don't know. I have. I started reading Wolverine at issue I think 13, and I have several of them. Uh, I have the issue where what's his name? I think it was Cyber breaks Wolverine's claws. I also have the issue where Magneto rips out Wolverine's adamantium. Yeah, I got a lot of. I even have a Deadpool #1, the original Deadpool #1. I also have X-Men Alpha and X-Men Omega #1, and the last one of the series. I have X-Men Prime #1. I have a lot of like #1s from back in the 90s and late 80s, but they're worthless because that was like the heyday when it was becoming so popular and stuff. Oh yeah, Federal Attractions with the Executioner song and stuff like that. I loved when they used to put hologram stickers on their comic books, man. They didn't last. Like I think the couple that I have are they're all cracked and weathered now, even though they've been in like a sleeve their entire lives. Oh, you know what it could be? Let me see. Let me see if this changed anything. Oh, I think that's what it was. I think I was reaching the limit. I had too many windows open with the stream. There it goes. All right. You can't have 7 windows with gameplay running at the same time. I've learned something new. I've learned the limit of my PC. Executioner song. Wow, that's rad. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it was real neato. I think I know what I'll stream tonight. Kane? Oh, Legacy of Kane. That'd be cool. Yeah. Okay, so we got 3 minutes. So like I said, I'm gonna start expanding on on streaming stuff. Most likely I'm gonna continue with the Resident Evil because I love those games. I want to go through nostalgic lane, and I'm probably gonna get Crimson Desert and stream that. Hopefully, it'll be fun, and I won't waste my money. But yeah, I think I'm gonna slow down on the Elden Ring stuff. But the Inquisition Live Radio or Inquisition Radio Live will still continue on Wednesday nights at 8:30. The call-in show will still continue, and yeah, and I'll still play Elden Ring, but not like I've been doing for the last what 6 months, 5 months, every day, every night almost. Yeah, so yeah, I need to expand for my own benefit, so I don't get too burnt out. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Mind. Yours, Mind. I love this game. I love it. I don't want it to become something I end up hating. And I've been making new characters because I love it. I love writing fan fictions. I've been working on fan fictions for my characters because I'm just a nerd. and things like that. It's a really cool game. Before we go, let me say something else too that I've noticed here. That this Erdtrees here, and it may mean nothing, but these Erdtrees or these trees, I don't want to call them Erdtrees, I call them great trees depictions. One thing I would like to see, or I guess catalog, is when they started putting people in the trees representing rebirth. That's what I. When did the tree become a significant enough? Was it when America removed the rune of death? That's something else, right? So if you have all these people that aren't being burned by Ghost Flame or the Deathrite birds and taken to the next world, so you have all these people that are piling up their spirits. So I guess at that point, the Erdtree would become a vessel for reincarnation. But did it ever really? I don't know. But there's a theory. I have a theory about that. Not about the Erdtree, but the Rune of Death and those who live in death. But yeah, I'll talk about it on Thursday. Carl says you're a weeb too. Am I a weeb? A weeb is somebody who like takes Japanese culture and wants to like mimic it, right? And not in a negative way too, right? They're really into it. I'm not a weeb because I don't want to own a samurai sword. I don't try to do anime hair. I don't go around doing my fingers touching each other and going, kawaii, 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 or whatever. You know, I'm just a regular country guy doing country things with my boots and my hat. And that's it. I may be like 35% weeb. Let's see. Once the Erdtree is dead, all the people stored in its memory, unless it has a backup hard drive. Maybe. Not Sugugui. I don't know what that. Ooh woo. Oh yeah, when I played Final Fantasy 14, man, there was this girl in Final Fantasy 14 that did ooh woo and ada ada. I mean, so fucking good. But you know, those were the old days. A country guy that likes cat girls. How you know that, boss? Man, you know too much. I'm gonna miss you in the morning, bro. I'm gonna miss you in the morning. All right, everybody. I will talk to y'all later, and we'll see. We'll see what happens. But remember, Thursday night we'll talk about the timeline. See, Carl likes Catboys. We're from the same cloth, but I like Catgirl. So, Youth Mind says, Golden Inquisitor screams Bankai in mirror as soon as the camera shuts. I don't know what Bankai is. Nani? All right, take it easy, y'all. Be safe.